Wicked might dazzle us with all its color and magic, but honey, let me tell you, the cast had to endure some serious struggles with prosthetics and costumes to bring those characters to life the way we know and love. Dressing up for the set of Wicked wasn't just a slap-on-and-go situation, it was a whole production. The crew went all out to make sure the actors could feel their characters in every inch of their being. Take Cynthia Erivo, for example, Miss Elphaba herself. She had a choice, go with green body paint or let CGI handle it in post-production. But baby, Cynthia said, nah, give me the real deal. She wanted that full body paint experience to get all up in Elphaba's headspace. Now you'd think it's just a simple paint job, but oh no, this was a custom-made drama. The lead makeup artist, Frances Hannon, spent months chasing the perfect shade of green for Cynthia, making sure it was serving natural and not costume store vibes. And guess what? This ain't the same green they used on Broadway. Oh no, sis. They had to step it up for the big screen. The challenge? Making sure the green stayed flawless whether Cynthia was out in the daylight or glowing in the dark scenes. At first, they found a green that kinda worked, but when Frances peeped a neon product, oh, it was a game changer. After that, they ran tests on models over 60 times to lock in the right formula for Cynthia's skin tone. Now, that's what you call dedication. It got real interesting once they added a few drops of neon yellow to that green mix. Baby, it didn't just pop, it snapped. The shade made Cynthia's skin glow beautifully without messing up her costumes or rubbing off on Ariana Grande, who plays Glinda and stayed glued to Cynthia on set. The tea? That neon yellow was a rare, discontinued product Frances had to hunt down all the way in Canada. Now that's dedication. And let's talk about the process. It wasn't just slap and go. The green was airbrushed on to keep it flawless and glowing, and sis could maintain it all day. But that wasn't even half of it. On top of the green, Cynthia's face was contoured to perfection. Guess what color paired perfectly with the green? Purple! Yes, purple! It was a whole vibe. And if you thought they stopped there, think again. Cynthia doesn't have eyebrows, so they had to get fancy with eyebrow transfers. And those freckles? Honey, that youthful glow wasn't by accident. She'd wear a mask while they sprayed her freckles on like a work of art. Getting her skin camera ready took up to 4 hours some mornings, depending on how much of her body needed coverage. But Cynthia ate it up. She loved the ritual because it got her into character. Now, taking it off? That was a whole production too. 45 minutes, 3 assistants, and a special makeup remover just to degreen her. Can you believe it? And let's not forget, they weren't about to waste any of that paint. Every drop was saved and ready for the next round. Talk about a routine fit for a star. While Cynthia stuck to her usual makeup routine, she had to go all in with the prosthetics too. Baby, let me spill the tea. Those weren't even her ears. That's right. Cynthia said, I've got a million piercings, so they had to bring in a whole prosthetic artist just for me. The solution? Custom ear shells to hide all her piercings. And trust, it wasn't just for the look. They didn't want to stress her out by having her remove earrings every day on set. Those prosthetic ears were a game changer, keeping her character flawless without a single piercing in sight. But don't think the drama stopped at makeup and prosthetics. Oh no, sis. The costumes brought their own set of challenges, especially Glinda's iconic bubble dress. Let me tell you, that dress wasn't just a fashion statement, it was a project. It took over 200 hours to bring it to life. Can you believe the pink confection had 137 pattern pieces, 20,000 beads, and a bodice that was hand-beaded for a jaw-dropping 225 hours? And honey, with all that glitz and glam, it was heavy. You'd never guess from the way Ariana floated around in it like she was weightless. That dress? Inspired by The Wizard of Oz, but they gave it a whole new flair to set it apart from the Broadway version. The costume designer for the film, Paul Tazewell, said, "When I think of the iconic Glinda, it is Billie Burke as Glinda in The Wizard of Oz in that pink dress and how she arrives in the bubble. I was intent on creating a similar quality of silhouette, the vision for Ariana in that bubble dress, to make her look like a full-on fairy princess, dripping in magic and giving us all the good witch of the North energy we needed. And honey, she delivered, but don't think the glamour stopped there. Oh no, the real grind came when they had to get Elphaba's iconic witch hat just right. Baby, that hat was no overnight success. It went through 5 different versions before they nailed the perfect one. Paul spilled the tea, saying they tested all kinds of materials, and each one changed the hat's vibe until they finally got it serving exactly what it needed to: drama, elegance, and pure witchy perfection. He said, there was one much more like origami and it folded up, and then there was another slightly different kind of untextured cone. But sis, wait till you hear how they finally got that witch hat just right. Paul decided on a broad brim style because it screamed power, and he knew Cynthia could rock it effortlessly, especially after working with her on Harriet. And let's talk about the costumes, because the drama didn't stop with a hat. Glinda and Elphaba each had a mind-blowing 60 costumes made just for them, and across the entire production, over 1,000 costumes were created. And the looks? Baby, they weren't playing. Glinda served us 25 different outfits, while Elphaba slayed with 24, all spread across the 2 films. That's what you call wardrobe royalty. Now, don't think it was all glam and ease for the cast, because some of those costumes and makeup routines were straight up uncomfortable. Michelle Yeoh, who plays Madame Morrible, had to deal with some serious hair drama. And get this, the inspiration for her wigs, the weather. Yep, since her character is a weather-controlling sorceress, the lead hairstylist took a cue from the skies. Frances spilled that they designed her wigs to look like clouds, blending her magical vibe into every strand. Now that's how you serve hair goals on a magical level. I was thinking those wisps of the cloud you get when they're thin across the sky. Paul for the costumes was using exceptionally high collars on her, so we kept her hair very high up. The wisps always went off to the right or the left, depending on the style. Teaming up with the costume designer was the key to making the vision for Michelle Yeoh's Madame Morrible truly come to life. With that wig and her towering costume, Michelle looked like a force to be reckoned with. Tall, powerful, and just a little intimidating. But Madame Morrible wasn't the only one serving iconic hair moments. Let's talk about Fiyero and that swoon-worthy Prince Charming look. Baby, that little strand of hair falling perfectly in his face every time he looks at Elphaba? Oh, that was no accident. It was crafted. They wanted him to give us hopeless romantic vibes, and honey, it worked. Frances, the hair genius, didn't stop there. To make Jonathan's look even more interesting, she paid close attention to his costumes, which were decked out in brassy buttons. Inspired by that, she added streaks of gold to his hair, tying his whole look together like a visual love letter to charm and elegance. Now that's how you bring the details and make magic happen, Frances said, so we gave him extra length on top, extra thickness. We used a large wig and it was very princely. As his story goes, you'll see that his hair will change as well. Working on Wicked wasn't just a job, it was a whole lifestyle shift. The cast poured their hearts, souls, and sweat into embodying their characters. Baby, the dedication was real. Cynthia went hard with intense workouts to stay in character, and the long hours on set meant sleep was practically a luxury. But here's where it gets spicy. Fans started buzzing about the sudden body transformations that came from all that filming. Some are genuinely worried, while others, well, they're out here making jokes that aren't landing. The truth? It's all about the grind. Contrary to wild speculations, some cosmetic doctors have weighed in, saying the changes could be linked to restrictive vegan diets. And you know, Ariana and Cynthia might have leaned into those for the sake of their roles. A South Carolina plastic surgeon, Dr. Dennis, spilled the tea, pointing out how these diets and the relentless work schedules could have led to the transformations we're seeing. One thing's for sure though, this cast didn't just play their roles, they lived them. Vegan diets do tend to have issues with protein, which causes muscle wasting. Often, people who are strict vegans have to take significant protein supplements or add protein powders to their smoothies. It's no surprise that working on Wicked took a toll on Ariana and Cynthia. Minimal rest, endless filming, and the stress of promoting a blockbuster can do a number on anyone. The transformation these two went through wasn't just physical, it was emotional too. This film pushed them so far out of their comfort zones that even after filming wrapped, they couldn't just shake it off. And girl, let me tell you, the bond they formed, that's forever. To seal the deal, Cynthia and Ariana got matching tattoos. Now, this wasn't part of the script, but you know how it goes. When you're living the experience, sometimes you gotta leave a mark. And these two didn't even know each other before being cast. But now, they're giving us bestie goals that go way beyond the screen. Their connection is inked in up to 4 different spots. And rumor has it, some of the tattoos are in secret locations they haven't revealed yet. One of their most touching tats, the word for good etched on their palms so the phrase connects when they hold hands, a gesture they do all the time. Oh, but there's more. On the edges of their hands, they share matching poppy tattoos, a sweet nod to the iconic poppy field in The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy and her crew got caught in that magical sleep. And down on their ankles, hearts with letters symbolizing their characters, tying their friendship back to the roles that brought them together. Sis, the bond is real, and it's inked for life. Ariana's heart has an E for Elphaba, while Cynthia has one with a G for Glinda. It also represents their respective last names, E for Erivo and G for Grande. Further deepening their magical connection, these besties took things up a notch with a secret tattoo tucked away in a hidden spot. And baby, the meaning behind it? Oh, it's intense. Of course they're keeping it hush-hush, leaving fans to do what they do best, speculate and guess. Whatever it is, you just know it's tied to their shared journey on Wicked and the bond they've built along the way. These two are keeping us enchanted on and off the screen, and we're here for every magical moment.